YouTube. Da-da-da. We're live on the radio. You know, should we go to TikTok? Yeah, I don't know. Nah, I don't feel like dealing with TikTok. I really don't. I don't like messing with TikTok at all. The live studio is a pain in the ass to work with. And by itself, on its own, is fine. But it tends to have a conflict of working with the camera when it comes to Zoom and Streamlabs and TikTok at the same time. So unless yeah, you'd think so, but no. No, it doesn't, because for mhm. You can do that. Um Thing is that you would need a stream key from TikTok. Problem is getting a stream key from TikTok, because they all want you to go to the TikTok Live Studio and go through that app and do it like that. So actually getting a custom key in order to do like that through Streamlabs, that is a pain in the ass. It truly is. It's pain in the tuchus. That is correct. That is correct. And it's 6 o'clock. Oh no, look here, man. It can never be easy. It makes sense if it was easy. This is Tech Tuesday, and you are possibly watching and listening to the Helpdesk. I'm your host. I am Gilbert. I am the angry IT nerd. I am here with George. Techno George, the greatest co-host in all of the internets. George, how the heck are you, man? Haha. So you, and it's yes, it has it the pros used to be that, of course, it was, great online community, the algorithm, the algorithm works, it so much better than it does in Instagram, Facebook, all the other ones. Caveat to that is the algorithm was designed to keep you scrolling on TikTok. So whenever you would like something, or you would favorite something, or you would share something, it would immediately flood your For You page with videos as the same thing. So it would intentionally keep you scrolling, because it always, yeah, to keep you engaged non-stop. So needless to say is that you could sit on your phone or your tablet with every intention of just scrolling for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and 2 hours later you're still just scrolling through TikTok. Because that's exactly how it was designed to do. So the thing is that the pros is if you were a content creator and you were able to kind of to gain the audience like that, because I mean you can gain an audience quick on TikTok, like just boom 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 boom, just absolutely quick. Like if Jeff posted like a two three four, well, Thomas would say about 5 videos or 6 videos or something like that a day. But with Jeff, you see, because Jeff doesn't really post all that much, but he needs to. If he posts a little bit more consistently, he can gain 1,000 followers just probably in less than in like a couple days or so. So, I mean, that's how easy it is to gain followers on TikTok in order to for everything. Yeah. That's one of the, yeah. Well, I mean, that's one way you can get followers. You get followers, like the way you could either get, ones that love your message and the ones that absolutely hate your message, but they follow you because, for whatever reasons that they have. So, exactly, yeah. So, then you get some people that are just followers because, your content it's educational. So you get some that your content is it's just comedy and just absolutely just pure, the funniest shit ever. So yeah, yeah. So I mean, yeah. So you could. There's plenty of different ways you can get followers like that. But the quickest way, yeah, you piss a couple people off. Especially in politics, in Star Wars, in wrestling. And or well, not even wrestling, just like any sport in general. Like, wrestling, tennis, MMA, boxing. Yeah, you have a controversial opinion in any one of those. Or just have it. Yeah. Or just have any opinion. Any opinion, just. Or just. Right. And in any one of those. Yeah. They jumped on it, yes. Right? And so again, yeah. That would be one that would gain followers. So some because, they think it was funny, some because it would like, oh yeah, they love the overall message of, hey, there's a problem here. And then there would be some that's like they just follow them because they just hate follow. And that's the thing. People hate. Hey, I, I, well, I mean, well, at least there's a picture of them. So I mean, at one point, I mean, Hey, I can tell you like this, man. The bots are some of my best followers, dude. you need, still look here. Still look here, man. You need you need something that's an ego boost for your numbers. You know, get a few Russian bots. That you see the numbers go up. Right. Yeah, that's possible. Hang on. Steven in the chat said it can only hear me. Hang on. What is going on with this?
Uh-oh.
All right, let's see. I'm not sure that is that.
Can we hear you?
Say hello to the people, George.
Hello, hello, hello. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
So levels
Can
are
you hear me?
going. Levels are going like you should be heard. Let me know, Steven. Can you hear? Can you hear George, or you can just hear me?
1, 2, 3. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
Hello,
Let's see.
hello, hello. Can anybody hear him?
I agree. The YouTube prom.
Oh, good, awesome,
He said it's good.
awesome.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right.
oh
All right. We're
goodness,
good.
yeah. So
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you very much.
appreciate that, man. So keeping
It's
us
always
on
nice
our
to be
toes.
It's always nice to be heard, but not wanted. You don't want to be wanted by the police, but you want to be heard.
Exactly. Yeah. So, what was the job this morning that you had? I know you said you wanted to kind of talk about it a little bit on the show.
Work market. There's there is a site on the internet. It's called Work Market, and it's basically like for tech installers. And answered the ad with my friend Kane, and we did a install of Cradle Point. Cradle Point is a backup cellular modem and router combination that is a backup for your network. So it basically is it's a virtual private net. It can be a virtual private network. It can also it's also cloud based as well. It's a cloud based communication system. So basically, what it is you have a regular modem, or a broadband connection at your company. What this unit does, it's called an appliance. Basically, it connects between there are different models. So the one model connects between your optical fiber backbone of your company. So say like you have like a T1 line coming in, and it's like 1200 megabits up, 200 down, whatever. And it's going to serve 3,000 users. Well, what this does is if the broadband connection dies for your business, this picks it up through cellular Wi-Fi, and it basically uses 5G and LTE in the modem device itself. It's still powered on to serve all those users. So if you had I think it can serve like up to 10,000 users with one device. You can expand it. It works on the AT&T cellular network. The one that we had today was they were doing some sort of like a training session at a hotel, and they had the cradle point. The cradle points were already, like they were already pre-configured, so we didn't have to configure them. There is a way to configure them. You actually can use a laptop to gain access to the firmware and get into the admin console, and you could set it all up. But this was all pre-configured. All we basically just had to do was just set up all the, like the laptops and stuff, and then just connect to the cradle point. But it's a very powerful system. There are different models. Some have optical, connections. Some just have an Ethernet connection. You can hook up an Ethernet connection to it and create like a WAN. So your wide area network WAN would either be wired and wireless at the same time. So if the wire goes down and you have no power to anything, this has something where you can have like battery backup. It'll be, like a battery backup. Like your data center, and the data center will run this thing. It's only like 12 volts, so it'll run it, and you'll have cellular connectivity throughout. So then everybody could still use it, and it switches over in like a couple of milliseconds. So you don't even know that you were.
So
as
far as you're concerned, as far as you're concerned, it's instant. It's seamless.
It's a seamless integration.
Yeah.
So, but the one model that I did see that was in their training videos, they actually have all the training videos on YouTube. So if you go to Cradle Point on YouTube, they have some of the ones. They have dual SIMs, so you basically would use a SIM card that you would put into a cell phone, into like a cellular phone. Use an AT&T SIM card in slot number 1, and then in slot number 2, you can have an alternate SIM card from an alternate carrier. So you can have, like T-Mobile, or you can have Verizon or whatever. And that's just for the cellular, slot. There's a modem slot as well, so you can have 2 modems. You're only going to use one modem at one time, but if one modem fails, the other also, picks it up and picks up to the carrier, that you're using. So there's like a expanded fault tolerancy of the system. So that's basically what Cradle Point is. But you could use your cell phone with it. You could with it, you can manage the device remotely. You can actually manage it on your cell phone. There's an app, so you can actually go to your cell phone. So if you were the administrator of the site and you left and you went to lunch or whatever, and something happened, it would send you, like an alert on your phone, and then you just go into the administrator and you go boop boop boop, a couple of taps, and it's up and running.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, it's a nice little system. So that's what we were doing today. But Cradle Point apparently has training classes, so I'm gonna see if I could try to take some of the the training classes, so I can get certified online. I know I'm certifiable, but I have to get certified in Cradle Point. And then so
that's cool. It's cool, man.
Yeah. I can't believe I have to learn this at age 62 again. I gotta do all this stuff again. They just keep adding to it. It was funny because I remember when it started with I started with Cat 3, which was phone cable. That was category 3. They're up to Cat 18 now, man. I was like, Cat 18. That's what Cradle Point uses, Cat 18. So it's 5G LTE,
Jesus,
wireless LAN, and I was like, how the hell did it skip from Cat 6, like Cat 6E? There's Cat 8, Cat 10.
Like I said, I didn't know we had that. I just knew Cat 6. I knew Cat 6 or Cat 6E.
Cat 18. Cat 18.
Oh my gosh.
Throughput is 1,200 megabits up.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
250 down.
Oh.
Could you imagine that speed?
Oh, the speed on that. Oh my God.
That's like NORAD missile speed. That's like NORAD, I'm going to take over NORAD speed.
That's like literally you're on the internet in real time. Like you're watching every update. Like anybody that's
probably what T Nathan has, because he has that new Google.
Yeah, that's
he got
true.
that Google optical.
Yeah, he got the five.
It's an optical drop.
Yeah,
and I was like, it's like, really? You got an optical drop? He goes, yeah, man, I got an optical drop. I was like, oh, man.
Yeah, because the only thing that irritates me about living here, where I'm at, is that I know they have the fiber optic cable. They don't have where you could.
Do they have fiber optic cable for homes?
Oh, I mean for to communicate online and stuff like that. Yeah, but as far as for the public, no.
Oh, okay.
For businesses and for the Air Force Base, yeah.
Okay.
But for me, nope.
Well, it still basically has to go through, because it's not just going to be, optical cable hooked, directly to your computer. It still has to go through an intermediary. So it has to go through a board. The optical has to be transferred to digital, and then the digital has to go through either a card that you have to put into an expansion slot. Some of the computers I've seen, some of the newer PC boards actually have an optical slot, but it's for digital audio. Like it's like the Toslink slot. It's not that actual, it's not like, oh, I'm going to hook up from optical in, like directly into my motherboard. No, you're not going to do that. No. That motherboard would have to be in like the $15,000 range for just a damn motherboard.
Hey, Jay Thomas, how you doing tonight? So, that's all right, man. It sounded like fun.
Yeah.
Sounded like you had fun this morning.
Yeah, it was fun getting up at I went to bed at 9 or 10 last night, and then got up at 3, got done by 4. Kane was waiting for me at like 4 o'clock, and he goes, "Okay, let's go." We made it there at it was supposed to be at like 5, and we got there like 5:03, but it was like still dark out. It was like it was really strange, and it only took us like a couple hours like to bang it all out. Because all the laptops were all pre-configured. Everything was pre-configured on site. Just had to set everything up, just plug everything in, and just
plug it in and push the power on.
Yeah, it was all plug in. It was all plug and play. I said to the one guy who was on site, I said, and he goes, "Well, it should be all plug and play." I was like, "No, it should be all plug and pray." And he goes, "Yeah, pray that you have a good signal." But the cradle points were really cool because they some laptops had like 4 bars for the Wi-Fi. Some had only 1 bar, and all of a sudden the cradle point, you see the cradle point, it analyzed the entire room of laptops, and it created the happy medium, and then all of them were boosted. Like it boosted the signal for every like for every laptop in the room, and everything had 4 bars. I was like, wow, that's really nice. Like, that is get that thing.
That is nice.
So
that is pretty cool. So while I was scrolling through these internet streets, I came across this article that maybe for some iPhone users will find it helpful. I don't know. As anybody knows, as everyone knows, my feelings towards Apple. So, as this is me giving back to the Apple community to help you all, hey,
there's an Apple in your future.
I'm just saying, hey, to everyone, this is me helping you, the Apple users, to help your iPhone, not be such a, as Thomas would put it, a bag of ass.
A digital bag of ass.
A digital bag of ass, yes. So, the first tip is an article that says 6 tips to help your iPhone be less annoying. It's from an article in PC Magazine. So, first tip is turn off update requests. So, it says basically to turn off the request because it keeps constantly popping up the annoying notifications of update, update, update.
Right.
So, that was tip number 1. Tip number 2 is to prevent your iPhone from going to sleep. So essentially, it's saying to set a timer on your phone.
Right.
Or, if you want to keep it, keep your phone on until you turn it off or to your lock screen, then you could do that as well. But this article here, it shows step by step on how to do this on preventing your iPhone from going to sleep. So that's another tip to help you all out, because essentially it'll help out with your battery life.
Yeah.
So there is that, and that's very, very helpful. Essentially, all these things are helping the iPhone work like an Android, but that's besides the point. Anyways, you can adjust or turn off the banners and badges, which again,
okay, yeah,
notifications. It'll blow up your notifications, and then it'll slow down how it'll run, because all the processing speed will have to go towards the notification, the animation towards all of that, and yeah, the whole nine. So, and again, I will, as a matter of fact, I'll link this article within the notes after we finish this live. So anybody can go through, look through it, see all the step-by-steps on how to take care of all these things. So again, number 3, turn off banners and badges. Number 4, turn off live photos. So I know, and it does same thing with Samsung, is that sometimes before you push the button to take a picture, it'll sometimes take a 2 or 3 second kind of GIF image of just kind of animated moving around, and then as that. And so it's annoying. It takes up space, takes up processing speed, and it's just really effing annoying. And so this step here shows you how to turn that off, so that if you want to take a picture, it takes a picture. You want to do a video, it does video. So
the precursor to step 1 was it should be kind of like 0 plus 5 or 0.5 should be don't buy the iPhone, just buy the Android. That should have been like step 1, don't buy the iPhone.
It should
have been. But if
you
and then step 2 is if you do, then go on from there.
Yeah. So I'm looking through it, and these tips are, again, to sort of help the iPhone run like a Android.
Why would you want it to run like an Android? I mean,
I don't know why.
I mean, Android runs all the really cool apps, and it runs like a lot of open source stuff, which you can't do with Apple.
Yeah.
So,
And that's fine. It runs on the open source stuff, but Apple prefers not to. Only difference is that because Apple has so much fluff and flair and pomp and circumstance when everything, it drains your battery, processing speed, makes everything slower. It is a pain in the ass. Next tip. Tip number 5 says Siri stop. So basically you turn Siri off so that it doesn't act. See, just like how on my tablet.
it just activated.
It just activated, yeah. So essentially turn that off so it doesn't open up and just start recording anything that you're saying. Or you may say something that'll open up an app that'll start streaming or something like that. You don't want that to happen. So
turn off NSA implications
yes.
Or notifications.
The last thing you don't want to we already had a signal gate. You don't want a Siri gate. You know what I mean? You don't need that. And number 6, show the battery percentage.
Oh, yeah.
So the battery percentage, so you know when to charge those.
Yeah, I have.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
on there.
Yeah. Again, those are 6 tips.
I never really use a Siri. My wife, uses that like in the car when she has to call somebody, but I just never really use it.
Yeah, I mean I'm not saying that it doesn't it's not useful, doesn't have its places or anything like that, because I mean it does, and clearly it works great.
It's usually when you're trying to go to the Android site to buy an Android phone.
Yes.
No, it's the only reason why I got the iPhone was because I still have my discount with Lucent when I worked at Lucent. So I have a discount, for the phone. So instead of me paying $1,000 for the phone, I could pay like $100 for the phone, and then get the plan for So that's the only reason why I got the iPhone. If I get the Android and it's not available, the plans are not going to be available for that. Like the cell plan. So I have AT&T, which is they stand behind their customers every step of the way. So when something happens, they're like, okay, it happened. Yeah. Can I get some service here? Okay. And I have to talk to somebody with a very heavy accent that I can't understand. And then they have they have a lousy phone reception. Like I'm like, this is AT&T, dude. You're calling from a voice over IP phone. Why can't I hear you?
Right.
And they're like, and I'm like, guy has a heavy accent. I'm sorry. Like certain accents I can get, certain ones I can't. Had a very heavy accent, and then we had a lot of distortion on the line. And I was like, okay. And then what I usually do is I hang up, I call back, and then hopefully we get somebody
that you can understand.
Yeah, you can understand, and then hopefully if I call from the bedroom, I get no reception at all. I get like 1 bar. But if I go over to the if I walk all the way out to the kitchen toward the front door, I'm like, oh, look at that! I got 4 bars. So
yeah, and iPhones wouldn't be bad if they were reasonably priced. It wouldn't be that bad if they were reasonably priced. You know,
$1,000 for a phone?
$1,000 for a phone. It's no. And Samsung has the same problem too. You know, $1,000 for a phone. No, come on, man.
Did you ever?
Come on, man.
I have to send it to you. John Oliver did a piece on Samsung, but they did the Samsung commercial. So they had a Samsung commercial, and
Right.
they had an article where the Samsung dryers caught fire,
Mm-hmm.
and so uh, it the woman said in the article, I'm afraid to use my dryer now because it'll catch fire. So John Oliver goes, that's not really the thing you want to hear when you buy a Samsung product, that I'm afraid to use my dryer because it might burn my house down.
Right.
So they did this, they did a spoof of a Samsung commercial. I have to send it to you. It's hilarious. It's on YouTube. I'll have to send it to you. It's great.
That is funny. That's hilarious because, quite honestly, and I know because out of all look, Samsung can make a great phone. Okay,
Yeah.
they make a great phone. Not gonna lie. The TVs, they make a decent TV.
Yeah. Yep. I got my monitor right in front of me. Got a great TV.
Great TV.
Yeah.
The refrigerator, they make a great phone, and they make a great TV.
Washing machines and dryers, they make a great phone and a great
They make
TV.
a great TV.
Robotic vacuums, they make a great.
They make
phone
a great phone and a great
and a
TV.
great TV. Oh my god.
Is it J Thomas? Do I know anyone named Sarah? Do I know anyone named Sarah? Oh my god, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, I do. I had a few coworker. Yeah, I do. But yeah. But essentially, like I said, iPhones wouldn't be bad if they were, reasonable.
If there were Samsungs, no, sorry.
No, and even with Samsung's the new was it S24s or S20s? Those are like $1,000. Like Samsung, come on.
Yeah, we just got for my father-in-law. He had a Galaxy S3, and I think we got him the newest phone. He has Cricket Wireless, so.
But see, Samsung, $1,000 for a phone. Come on, man. That's Apple prices. Come on, man.
Well, it's all it's all about being thin. You want the thin phone. You don't want the really, thick phone.
Yeah, and they've been removing the auxiliary port from the phones and making them, forcing you to get Bluetooth it.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. I used to like that port. I still have my And my PayPal scanner. My PayPal scanner used to actually fit into the auxiliary audio port of my old, of my old phone, and I could take credit cards, if I was doing computer work for people. And now everything is all, it's all online.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I basically just have to, punch in the number, into PayPal. So.
Awesome. I came across this other article here that it was talking about what's this? A deep fake revenge porn bill clears Congress. So apparently, well, this is one I get it from how it reads. And how it reads, it's a good thing. It doesn't seem like it doesn't have any kind of strings attached, or nobody's trying to pull any funny business or anything like that. But the bill, it essentially criminalizes revenge porn, or non-consensual publishing of sexually explicit content is the official what it says. So and that includes anything that uses AI as well.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, if it's reported, the social media platform that has it has social media platforms must take it down within 48 hours of notice.
Mm.
So far from how it looks like it's a good thing. It is, it's a good thing, to help protect people and, anti-cyberbullying, that type of thing. So doesn't look like there's no kind of strings attached, and nobody's trying to pull a fast one or anything like that. This looks like it's something that is actually geared to help people and protect them. I don't know. We'll see. But essentially, it will prevent a lot of people from, having an AI generated nude leaked of, them on a social media platform, or even it just like a pissed off ex that just decides he wants to get back at you. And just decides, they're going to just post a nude of, of you just because. So
maybe they're taking that thing seriously. There's this thing that they have for AI to take a month and unplug and then just become like an AI guru, and then you come back with all your AI experience and all this other stuff. I'm like, yeah, these are the things that are being posted now, like for Trump. So
yeah, and the thing is with AI now is like AI is coming back under fire again. Because now and it always has to do with adult stuff anyway. So Chat GPT, apparently there was an update. It says here was that there was an update that happened with Chat GPT recently, and that allowed kids under the age to have erotic conversations with AI.
Oh.
So the update in question was geared towards kind of having a little bit more less restrictions on their NSFW not safe for work content.
Mm-hmm. Now here, OpenAI
yeah,
is fixing bug that allowed minors to generate erotic conversations.
Yep. So
where was this when I was a kid? Come on, I mean, like I would have been able to talk to girls a lot sooner.
Right.
Maybe they're learning to socialize. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I mean, for every bad thing of AI, there's like one good thing. Well, he can talk to girls. Okay, no problem.
Maybe it'll, I don't know. But
it's like it's like the teacher, it's like the teacher student thing. Like when my wife goes, well, they had the teacher with this. I was like going, where were those teachers when I was growing up?
Exactly.
Math would have been so much, more, interesting, art history.
I'd have been more enthusiastic about going to class.
Yeah. Going to class and staying after class for extra credit. I mean, come on,
Right? So. but yeah. Kids able to kind of get ChatGPT to get a little horny. But they are working on an update to fix that problem. So not sure exactly when it'll happen. So it'll probably happen within the next few days, 2 or 3 days, maybe a week. So.
Oh, so I should get on there now and try to.
Oh yeah. So if you're gonna do something, you better do it now
before they fix that bug.
So
bug fix. Oh, they fixed the bug.
So hurry up before they fix the bug.
Yeah. They fixed the bug.
But yeah, mother flipping AI, you gotta love it. Oh gosh, what in the hell is going on, man? Oh god, oh my god. Is it Magpie? I got a short teen romance that only lasted for 2 years. I'm still wondering why the hell adult relationships always have more drama than any high school romance. Because I thought we left Petty back in high school. Look here, Magpie. I carried Petty with me. I carry Petty with me all the time. Oh my god. Look here. I never left Petty behind in high school. Matter of fact, I'm probably even more petty now than I was back then. Let's see. Oh my god. Let's see. All my pettiness is just to not to cause anybody harm. It's just
all your pettiness, seems to be directed at Apple products.
Oh yeah, I mean, as far as actively hate, yeah, that's Apple.
Yeah.
Anything else is just
be the actively hate.
No, anything else is just me laughing at you, just because you did something, and I know you didn't want me to see it, but I saw it, and I'm laughing. That's my pettiness, and I'm gonna make sure everybody knows, because I know. Oh. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh God. Oh God. Oh.
I didn't see any other tech things that came out. I was looking. Tech.
No, those are the main articles that I saw that stuck out to me that, I definitely thought would help some people. And so I know definitely those iPhone tips will help because, that'll definitely help speed up the phone, save your battery life, the whole nine.
Hopefully get you switched over to Samsung. After you go through them, I can't take all this shit. I'm gonna go over to Samsung.
Right.
Why do I have to do all this work? Okay, well.
So, for everybody listening, I discussed it with George, and so we changed up the time a little bit on the help desk. So instead of a 2-hour extravaganza, we're having a 1 hour. 1 hour, instead of 1 hour extravaganza.
Yep.
Such just simply because we can. So deal with it.
Nobody has any problems. Everybody has wonderful computers that don't break. They have, right? I don't know. They don't,
So everybody has, great running systems. And you have your local IT guy,
Yeah. Everybody has their local IT guy, and
so what
they don't need us.
You don't need us. And so, hey, so we just, hey, we're just going to let you all know important stuff that you need to know to protect yourselves. While you're online, if you have a question, hey, we'd be more than glad to answer it in the chat. Send us an email, gcprhelpdesk@gcpr.live. Go ahead, send us an email. Let us know how we're doing. And cool. This show has been brought to you in part by cns-computers.com. I know you went to the wrong site. You downloaded something, and then you got a whammy. And you need something that's going to take that whammy out so you can go back online to scroll through Facebook and doom scroll through TikTok. Take it on down to cns-computers.com. Servicing the Pennsylvania and East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania area. They'll get your system clean. Remove all viruses, malware, worms. Get your system clean. And, get your new system. Matter of fact, go down there. Tell them George sent you. Will they give you a discount? Hey, I don't know. Maybe not. But you could try it and see. If not, just say, hey, George sent them. That way they'll be mad at him, not me.
So the newest thing for CNS computers that they have is electronics recycling.
So you have problems.
The owner just bought this thing. It's a hard drive shredder. So if you have a hard drive that has like sensitive data on it, and you want to take it off, they take it off. But if there's a copy on the hard drive, we could just shred the hard drive. You shred it into little bits.
Yep, completely.
So it says we physically shred all hard drives, SSD, PCIe drives, starting at $10 for 20 or more drives. We offer DoD standards for wiping drives before shredding for $5 additional per drive with digital certificate of the completed wipe. So as it's shredding, there's a camera on the actual thing. It'll show you it actually being shredded, and then they'll do that. So
Yeah, so you got secure hard drive and file deletion. It'll get you a new system. And tell them George sent you.
actually,
They like that too.
Kane said just to call. Yeah, just call him up. Don't say that George sent him. That's what he told me today. That don't say that. I'm like, well, if you want me to say it on the air, I kind of sort of work for CNS Computers. I really don't. I consult, so, but yeah, I don't know if you're going to get a discount. I would like to give you a discount. It's not my business. You have to call Kane. He's the owner and operator, and he'll tell you what it is.
So if you call and you annoy him enough,
boy, we're getting into the weeds here. You're getting into the weeds in the quicksand here.
But seriously, don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. That's bad advice. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Be respectful. Be respectful to him and his business. So cns-computers.com. It's been a good hour, man. So got some informative stuff, So, again, has some 6 tips for iPhone users. Help your system, help your phone run a little bit better.
Tip 1, buy an
Android.
Samsung. Buy an Android. Tip 2, buy an Android. Tip 3, buy an Android. Tip 4, 5, 6, buy an Android. Yeah.
So tip 6, see tip 1. Buy an Android.
If you bought an Apple product on tip 6, see 1 through 5.
Yeah, so it's been a good show, man. And and again, we face the dangers of AI. The dangers of AI. Oh my goodness. So we got kids having adult conversations with AI. We have people that are training AI to be stupid. We got I don't know what we're doing anymore, man, with this timeline.
I just sent you the last week tonight Samsung commercial. It is friggin' hilarious.
Oh yeah. All right, I will check that out as soon as we get off of here. And so that is it for us tonight. This has been the Help Desk. I've been your host. My name is Gilbert. I'm the Angry IT Nerd, and I've been flanked by the greatest co-host.
Thank you.
By the greatest co-host in all of the internet, George, aka Techno George. So stay tuned, and you will catch. You're going to be on TK tonight?
Yes, sir.
All right,
I've got double duty.
You will catch George at double duty with TK tonight. Then after that, you will catch Conversations with T. Nathan. And in the morning, at 11? Yep, at 11.
And 11. And then starting off your broadcast day from 8 o'clock is the Sound of Coffee.
Yep. And Sound of Coffee will be going on tomorrow. Thomas did have something going on this morning, so he couldn't do a Sound of Coffee this morning, but it will be a Sound of Coffee tomorrow. Okay, so everyone,